So I've been getting asked to do a settings video. I really have no idea why. I have no idea why people would want my settings over like anyone else, but I guess they do. So I guess I'll make a video about them. I'm gonna show my settings as well as like the usefulness of some settings and why you should use some settings, why you shouldn't. So it'll be a useful video to have. So first, we'll go over our normal the menu settings. So I always play low to medium graphics, mainly because recently there's been an FPS bug for iOS devices where you'll get like frame drops. So I always play low to medium just so I can get the maximum amount of frames that the game will allow me. So game volume, I usually always have that at 100, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep that low. Violence, I'm pretty sure low violence is where like what is low? Low violence is where I think like if someone's wearing a certain glove skin, then that's what their character model will look like. I don't like that. I know some people think that's a good idea, but like if someone is using hold up. If someone is using these gloves right here on streets, these people are going to be invisible. So that's why I don't have that on. The Lucas mode, I don't use that. I know some people use it so to hear hit markers, but it doesn't. Having no hit markers does not bother me, so I don't have that on. Chat filter, I don't have that on either because the game filters like like the game will filter the word lose. Like why would they filter that? But anyways, so I guess we can hop into in-game settings now. So sensitivity, I used to play 39. 39 used to always be my sense. I recently upped it a little bit. I'm actually gonna keep it lower just because I don't think I should change it. If you're new to FPS games in general, I would advise using anywhere from 30 to 50, just in general. If you've played any type of FPS game, no matter if it's PC, console, whatever, if you know the general area of your sensitivity, like let's say you know it's a low sense, that I would stick to a low sense in this game. Just because your brain knows, obviously, the more and more you play games, your brain develops muscle memory. But if you play a low sense in one game, high sense in another, your brain, in certain situations, you need your brain to know how much, how hard to flick, that kind of stuff. So you want to always keep your sense in the same area. I always keep it in the same area. I'll change it every once in a while, just depending on how I'm feeling, but I usually stick to the same sense. Heart opacity, I always keep that low, just because if I have this all the way turned up, like, and if someone is right there, like, you know what I mean? Like, I play with my buttons kind of low, and so I don't want my buttons to block. Like, if I'm aiming right here, I can't see if someone's going to peek from right here, because my jump button is, like, blocking all of that. So that's why I always keep that low, just so I can see it. Static joystick, I know some people use that. I don't, because I don't like it, because, like, if I don't have my thumb in the right spot, I'm gonna end up moving my crosshair. I don't feel like using that. Every single game I've always used dynamic. Static crosshair. So I have mixed feelings about this. The only reason I won't use dynamic more often is because it does not completely recenter. Like, so this should be center. This is my normal crosshair. If you turn that on, for some reason it decides that it should be larger, that shouldn't be a thing. It should completely recenter, but it doesn't. So that's why I don't use static. Chat messages on. Okay, gyro and stretch. Now gyro, I know Halfless uses gyro, mainly because he learned it from PUBG Mobile. I personally don't like gyro. Gyro is okay if you turn gyro on and you physically move your device, you can move your crosshair. I don't like that at all, so I always have that on 0. It might be good, it might be bad. That's a real personal preference for you. Stretch, I used to always play 10. I used to always play tense stretch mainly because it made the game look better. But okay, so if you think about it, if you turn your stretch all the way up, the game looks like you're moving really, really fast. The game looks like you're moving really fast, as because like you're seeing more, I guess. So that's why it makes it look like that. So if you're looking at someone, they're also going to move quicker because there's a lot more to move around. And it doesn't make sense, but if you really look at it, you can really see a difference between how fast you move. So if you put this at 0, technically you're getting the most natural speed in the game. So I want to give myself the most amount of time to react. So I always keep this low because like look how slow it looks now, right? I turn this on max. Looks like I'm zooming. Looks like I'm like, especially if I'm jumping, like it looks like I'm flying. Turn this to 0. You know what I mean? So that's why I keep that low. My HUD. Now, the only thing, this has been my HUD for a while. The only thing that'll change like the placement of a few, like this will be like here or here, but usually it's always stays the same. The jump and the aim button, I'll switch those around every once in a while, but this is usually always my HUD. This is personal preference. One tip I'll always give people is your thumbs. Your thumbs should never do anything more than like type on chat, do things like diffuse. Some people, I don't know. I like having that down there where it is. For me, some people like it, by their shoot button, wherever, so they can diffuse it there. But your thumb should never be jumping. Like, 'cause in game when you're in a fight, sometimes you have to jump. You don't want to have to move your thumb off of your phone or whatever to jump, because like you want your thumb to be always aiming. So that's why you should always put your buttons up by your index fingers. So it's better in general. Crosshair, I've always kind of changed my crosshair. Right now I'm going with this. I know some people just use a straight dot crosshair like that. I know some people use a larger crosshair. I just stick with 20. I think I just use 20. Yeah, I just stick with just 20 just because I like it. It's basically a dot crosshair, but it has lines, so it's kind of original. I think that's about it. Yeah, everything else is pretty much already done, so that's pretty much it for my settings. If you guys have any more other ideas for things you want to know about just the game in general or anything like that, just let me know in the comments. And just like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.